years I see what you doing, that podcast, that's gonna be big. That's it. I seen it last night. Don't you let nobody discourage. I'll back you. I'll back you.
Hello, Faith and Fun family. Welcome back to another episode. If you are my friend on Facebook, well, if you're my friend on social media, then you will remember this face that is sitting next to me. Maybe a few weeks ago, I posted that doing rideshare, which y'all know that that's what I do. Love it. It's more than a ride to me. It's like faith filled and purpose filled and all that good stuff. But if you remember this post, it was I met a guy, a blind guy, and his dog, Mr. Moose. And I ended up telling the story about, the things that we talked about. And I actually posted a picture of him and Mr. Moose. But, guys, he's here in person today. I told y'all he was going to be on the show. And I know y'all was like, when? But, you can't rush greatness. You can't rush it.
That's right.
So, but he's here today in person to tell us his story. Josh,
Yes,
welcome to the Faith and Fun
Man, I'm
show.
blessed to be here, man.
How are you feeling?
Man, I'm too blessed to be stressed. Man.
Now, I know you're
Come
nervous.
on. A little bit nervous, for sure.
But don't be nervous. Just like I told you, think of it as a recorded conversation.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, when you think back to your childhood, what parts of that little boy still live in you today? And what parts had to die for you to survive?
So when I read that question, whenever you sent it to me, it was interesting. I started thinking about it a lot. That's one question I actually did think about quite a bit. And you used the word, what part had to die?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think any of it really had to die. So it's all still there.
Yeah.
You can't just kill it. You know what I mean? But you learn how to, I'm not sure it's the correct terminology or not, maybe tame it or control it or use it or accept it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still have, of course, insecurities. I still have, different tendencies that might show up now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if any of it really had to die. I just learned how to control it and use it for my advantage in different avenues, in different ways, if that makes sense.
So what are some traits from childhood, Josh, that are still in you that you see that you have to use now?
I would say one, because when I was a little kid, man, I was a spoiled brat. Like, I was, mama's baby, you know what I mean? Like, I was the youngest.
Yeah.
And so I became, like, very sensitive. It was just that kid. Cried over at the drop of a hat, I'm crying, And my friends all got picked on like crazy because of it. I'm still sensitive today, but in a different way. I'm not thin skin like I used to be. I'm still sensitive, but maybe more perceptive on other people's feelings and how they receive different different things. I'm not sure how to say that, but so I'm still sensitive, but in a more positive way than a negative way like I was when I was a kid, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what role did your parents play in your early understanding of identity and strength? And how has losing them, because you lost both of your parents, how has losing them both shifted your understanding of who you are today?
One thing about my parents is they were both very encouraging. Like, when it came to grades or sports or anything, the only thing they wanted me to do is try my best. Yeah. They didn't care if I got a C or a B or an A or whatever. As long as my mom always said, as long as you gave it your best, as long as I saw you trying, you studied, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And so I think that right there gave me confidence. You know what I mean? Like, they still held me to a high standard, but they're also very forgiving.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing I think that they taught me.
Yeah.
Is just you just give it your all. But yeah, and then just my mom in particular. I mean, I got in so much trouble when I was a kid, man. Like, I got busted at parties, all the crazy high school stuff and all that. But she was the one. My friends always say she was the one parent, because we couldn't call their parents. We call their parents. They're like, yeah, take them away, But her, she was always like, okay, yep, that's my kids, and she's like, was always there. She was the one person we could always call, and that loyalty, still sticks with me today. And
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I think I get a lot of confidence from her in particularly. She always believed in me.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's very crucial as a young person.
Yeah. So now I want to talk about, and I don't want to say illness or, because it's not really an illness. It's just, I'd say, an adjustment. So explain to, because I know we talked in the car on the ride up here, but explain to the viewers the level of blindness that you have.
Like what I can see and what I can't
what
see.
you can't see.
Okay. So my visual impairment mainly affects the central part of my vision. So basically anything right here in the middle part of my eyesight, I can't really see at all. It's just a bunch of floaters, and like I told you on the way here, it's like mini strobe lights constantly flashing, and that's what hinders my vision. I still have some of my peripheral on the various on the edges. Any distance I can't see whatsoever. Any details I can't see whatsoever. Depth perception doesn't exist.
Wow.
But yeah, and that all happened within like 2 months. So I went from
Wow.
20/20 vision to what I see now
Wow.
within 2 months.
So can you walk us through the moment that you first realized that something was wrong with your vision? Not just what you saw,
Yeah.
but what you felt, and what was your inner voice saying?
So several things. There were several indicators that I was losing my sight. We all just figured I just need glasses. Funny thing is though, so I was working with my brother-in-law, and he'll love to hear this, so I'm gonna put him on blast. But I was doing construction with my brother-in-law. My job was to take out all the nails on the 2x4s on the wall so we could put up the drywall. And man, I kept missing nails. And he was getting so ticked off at me, man. He was like, "Charlie, are you stupid? Like, what are you doing, man? Are you being lazy?" And I'm like, "Man, you're a Phil." He's like, "Are you blind?" Because we had no idea.
Yeah.
And so he literally said, "Are you blind?" And I was like, "Man, you're gonna feel bad if I'm going blind." And then a week later, I got diagnosed with the eye disease.
Really?
And I was like, "See, I told you." He's like, "Man, my bad, dude. I had no idea." He's like, I am so sorry. So I was like, "Yeah, you should be." But I still dog him on that all the time. But so that was one indicator. And the one I used to, I love playing Call of Duty, and like, PlayStation and stuff. And I was pretty good. I kept getting killed. I'm like, this is what the world's going on. You know what I mean? And then, come to find out, I had a legit reason why I was getting terrible. This guy couldn't see. But no, so we just went to like the Walmart optometrist, and I scared that poor lady half to death, man, because I was failing all the eye exams, but not in the traditional way. So she was like, visual, like she was very shaken. Yeah, I could tell. And so she sent me to an actual eye doctor at the hospital, and he couldn't figure out what was going on. He actually ended up telling my mom that he thought I had a tumor.
Really?
And so he sent me up to Columbus, Ohio, to eye doctors up there. And they're like, "No, you're just going blind." Like, okay, cool. I'm not dying. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. But, they did, 1,000 tests, and I had to go up there for months on end. And, but yeah, that's when they diagnosed me with eye disease called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. And it attacks the optic nerves. And basically they just go dormant. They're still alive. They're still there. They're not like dead, but they're just basically go to sleep. And so, but yeah, so within like, I don't remember the exact dates, but it was like 2 to 4 months. It went from 20/20 vision to what it is today.
Now, and how old were you when this happened?
Let me think. I believe I was 15.
And you're how old now?
30.
Wow. So do you remember, like, did you, now thinking back, were there any like signs like leading up to that, or it just happened out of the blue?
So it happened gradually at first, like little things you don't really pay attention to.
Yeah.
But then I started getting like these crazy migraines, like extreme migraine. I mean, it crippled me for the entire day.
Really?
Like I just would lay on the floor, and I just thought it was a headache, But that was the precursor of actually losing my sight.
Really?
But yeah, so I guess those things. And I remember one time in particular, I was passing the football with my friend, because I love playing football. And I knew like my central part of my eyesight was getting kind of bad. I'm like, okay, I need glasses. And so I told my friend, I was like, "Okay, bro, like, toss the football high in the air so I can like catch it on my peripheral so I can see it." And he did, and smack, hit me in the face. I got so mad, I started cussing him out. I was like, "Come on, man, what are you doing? I told you, hi." He's like, "I am, man, I'm sorry." And just kept smacking me in the face. And so that was one thing. I was like, okay, I got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then, that was that week when I went to the eye doctor. But But yeah, I mean, I guess that's the indicators. It happened very fast though, so it wasn't like a, you know. But yeah, I mean, I would say that's it. I mean, there wasn't a lot of indicators really.
Yeah, got you. So, dealing with this and the early years and maybe even the later years now, was there ever a moment when you felt like life took everything from you? And if so, what was the conversation between you and God or yourself?
Oh, I was ticked off, man. I mean, growing up in church, you're always told you can't blame God, you can't ask God why. That's how I was raised at the time, And I was like, forget that. Like, this ain't fair at all. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely took on the victim identity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I was ticked off because, my dad died when I was 13, turning 14. Then a year later, lose my eyesight. I had to quit school for a while, high school for a while. So I was just going to that. Couldn't play sports anymore. So, yeah, I was ticked off, man. Like, I was mad at everybody, mad at the world, mad at my friends for no reason. But at the same time, I was blessed with a great support system. My sisters, my friends, my mom. And that's the only way I made it out. And God being as gracious as he is to, deal with my hissy fits, But absolutely, I was definitely mad, man. I was angry.
Yeah. So a lot of people, when things are thrown at us and we go through certain things, a lot of people expect us to adjust quickly and to adjust overnight. Yep. And they expect for us to just like wake up and be okay with it. Mm-hmm. So, but going through something so dramatic as you, because it's easy to adjust when you break an arm.
Yep.
That's going to heal.
Yep.
You break a leg or toe, you can still function, but your eyesight, it's almost like those are one of the things to where it's like, now you have to change how you live your entire life.
Yeah.
So how long did it actually take you to make peace with your blindness? And what part of that journey is still kind of unfinished, or are you like, what part are you still working through?
It's still definitely unfinished, but I would say that's a really good question. It was after I graduated high school. After I got out of high school, dropped out of high school. I actually dropped out of high school to get my GED. But after, I was probably in my early 20s. Early to mid 20s, and I'm 30 now, so it was only a couple years ago, is when I finally was like, it's all right, you know what I mean? It's just like I just can't see as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm still me, the only difference is I just can't see as good.
Yeah.
And after I finally, gained that confidence, man, like I don't know, it's freeing. It was a relief, Cause before I was terrified to tell anybody that I was blind.
Really?
It was a word. If you use that word, that's like, no, that's the biggest insult I could get hurled at me back then.
Wow.
Was calling me blind or visually impaired or anything like that, man. Like that's fighting words back then. And now I tell anybody that I'm blind, man. I don't care. I use it like a badge of honor, man, because I'm doing all this stuff and I'm blind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of egotistical, but I'm like, I'm doing things other people can't do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, shoot, like that's an ego booster right there.
Yeah.
And so that's how I use it now. I'm like, it's a confidence thing. I tell anybody and everybody that I'm blind.
Yeah.
So I'm not ashamed of it all anymore. But honestly, it built confidence, man. Like, and that's one thing I've learned is it can either break you or build an unshakable fortitude inside of you, man, because you realize you did all that, if that makes sense. But
yeah, it's almost like you literally had to change how you viewed everything.
Absolutely.
Because it's like the saying that we all hear all the time, you either can look at your glass half full or half empty.
Absolutely.
And I believe that when it first happened, you was looking at your glass half empty.
Absolutely.
It's like, dang, like I lost my dad, now I'm blind, sooner or later gonna lose your mom. And it's just like, God, why me? Like, what are you, like, what did I do to you?
Exactly.
And it's like, when something clicked in you, and it's like, okay, why not me?
Yeah.
You're making something great out of me. I'm going to touch so many people that I would not have touched had I not be blind.
Yeah, turn pain into purpose,
Yeah, literally, you're turning pain to purpose.
Absolutely. And I'm not, it's God through me.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. That's so good. So, what's a lie that you used to believe about yourself that your pain helped you unlearn, and what truth replaced that lie?
We're getting deep now. We're cooking.
We're cooking.
All right, now it's going to turn to a therapy session. Let's go. As cliche as it sounds, that I'm not enough. It's only here recently, man, real recently. I was saying the last year, which is ironic because I lost my mom almost a year ago now. Wow. And again, I hate using cliches and all that or cheesiness, but it's real recent, man. I actually learned to respect myself and love myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I am enough.
Yes.
And that was something I struggled with for my entire childhood, my teenage years, and even my 20s. I was always trying to prove myself to everybody else, you know, and I finally realized I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody else. I'm just trying to prove it to myself and God, and that's all that matters. But definitely it was low self-esteem and not being enough and, you know, abandonment and all that. But yeah, it's not till here recently that I quit believing that lie.
Yeah.
And accepting who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as soon as it's so freeing, man. I keep using that word, but it's freeing, man.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole weight off your shoulders because you don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I kept having to do.
Yeah.
I felt like anyway.
Why did you feel like you had to keep proving? Because like you're already like blind. You feel like now you have to still show them that you're still normal.
Exactly. Yeah. Capable. Normal's a great word.
Yeah.
That's God. You don't feel normal, man. Because
Yeah.
you know, I went to a small high school in West Virginia, only barely a year after I lost my eyesight. I was the weird kid, man. Like I couldn't see to get around those classrooms, you know. Couldn't find people to sit with at lunch, you know. And so, yeah, it's just you're different.
Yeah.
You're completely different, and so people treat you differently.
Yeah.
And so immediately, you know, so it's logical. You're gonna start feeling like, man, I'm not, you know, that's, you know. And but yeah, that's where all that comes from, you know. And finally, I'm like, I don't know. And then my friend asked me the other day. He said, "Well, what changed? What?" And I was like, honestly, I can't point to a specific time or an instance whenever. It was gradual. But yeah, and there's several different things to help me out with gaining confidence and loving who I am. You know, comedy for one.
Yeah.
Martial arts. I train a lot of martial arts and things, and that was definitely empowering. But yeah, it's been a journey. It took me 15 years to actually get to the point I am now. So it's like you said earlier, people want you to be okay at a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
And it's not like that.
Because it's almost like wounds and different things that, you know, your body may feel physically like. If I cut my finger and you've never cut your finger, you don't know how long it's going to take for it to heal.
Yeah.
If you are only used to little scrapes and little bumps like that, but you've never cut your finger, you don't know how long it's going to take to heal because you've never been in this place before.
Yeah, you never walked through that.
Yeah, so I've never been, you know, I'm not blind. I know, you know, I never lost my sight, so I don't know, you know, how to take. It's almost like grieving.
Absolutely.
When someone tells you it's gonna be okay, oh, you'll be fine.
It's the worst thing you could possibly say.
Know.
Yeah, exactly. Who are you to say that?
Yes, literally. And you said a word, abandonment. I want to talk about that.
Let's go.
So where did that come from? Why did you feel that way, or what happened in your childhood, or maybe adulthood that you know caused you abandonment?
Okay. Several things. We'll skim over this a little bit, but I won't go too into detail.
Okay.
My parents struggled with addiction, and when my dad passed, that kind of increased a little bit with my mom, and so, you know, she was gone a lot.
Yeah.
And thankfully, before she went, she was 10 years clean and sober before she passed. It was amazing, man. Like, she was the strongest woman I'll ever know to beat that on her own. But definitely did a part of it come from that. And then just, you know, I think losing my eyesight, I think that could probably play a part in it as well. You know, my dad, who I looked up to, he was gone.
Yeah.
And so anybody and everybody that I cared about or anything that I loved disappears. And so you just learn to expect that.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
I haven't said that term in a long time. That's my term. Let me stop you right there. But you said something that I literally said last week.
All right.
When you're used to people leaving you, or when you're used to the things you love and the people you love leaving you, you expect that.
Absolutely.
I said that same thing last week. And when they watch this episode, it's just two people. We were at dinner and I said the same thing. They gonna know who y'all are. I mean, y'all gonna know who y'all are. But I said the same thing. Now, and I'm learning to not expect that no more, John.
Yes.
Because, and like the conversation that I had was with those two people, they were telling me like, you gotta stop living from there because if not, you're going to hurt everybody that's coming to you now, because
Absolutely.
the people that are coming are not going to leave you no more. Like, that was then, this is now. Like, God has sent you people to stay, but you're going to push them away because you think they're going to leave.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, now go back to what you were saying. But I just had to stop you right there.
No, absolutely. And that's so true, man. And again, it's not until here recently, man, that I finally broke that off.
Yeah.
Because if you stay there, man, you're never going to have a successful relationship.
I got to stop you. On the way up here, we were
sir.
listening to the clip.
Yep.
From Pastor Monica Ross's episode. The clip that is going viral.
Whenever I heard her say that, I know exactly where you're going. Yes, sir.
What did she say?
Well, if you rehearse it.
You can't rehearse it. That's
why I told her. I got chicken skin whenever she said that.
Man,
too,
when I tell you, we were listening to that clip, and for you to say that, and for just how this conversation goes, you can't rehearse it. Because if you stay there too long, you ain't.
It's like running on a treadmill. You're going to go nowhere. You're running, you're spending energy, but you're not going anywhere.
You can't rehearse it. And I think for me, this is not even about me, but for me, I think I've been rehearsing it too long.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's time to put in a new CD.
Yeah.
We got to go to another track.
Yes.
Like, oh, God, that was good. You can't rehearse it.
No. I mean, if you stay in the same chapter in the book, you're not going to finish the story.
You're never going to know how it's going to end.
Exactly.
If you keep, because who's to say that the next 5 chapters will be the best 5 chapters? But you ain't going to know because you ain't.
Yeah, you're stuck on that one page. Yeah.
You too scared to turn the page.
Absolutely.
Because you're afraid of what might happen.
Yep.
Turn the page, and if it happened, it just happened again. But you just never know.
You waste energy for nothing. I mean, it's just, absolutely.
That's it. That's it, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay, now back to your story.
Well, I forget where I was going.
That's me too, Josh. Me too. We was talking about the abandonment and your mom, and then losing your sight, and not rehearsing it. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But yeah, I mean, I allowed that to define my future with my relationships, whether it was dating or friendships or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or it could even be school or whatever. I was expecting. You always learned. I mean, I learned because it's a learned behavior. It doesn't just happen like that. It's a learned behavior. You expect the worst outcome. You always expect the worst outcome because, it happened then, so it's going to happen again, obviously. And it's like, again, go back to what she said, you begin to rehearse it. You're rehearsing things that's not even happening.
Yeah. Or you done already came up to the conclusion that this is going to be just like this.
Yeah.
By one little thing they did, or because it reminds you of something that somebody else did, and this ain't even nothing like that.
Yeah.
But because of that's what you used to.
Yeah, you're creating stories in your head that's not even taking
gonna
place.
happen.
Yeah.
Like they're literally gonna be. This is gonna be your best chapter of your life.
Yeah.
But because it looked like one little sentence from the last chapter, you think that this is a repeat.
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely.
That's good. So that's good. I don't even know what I was about to say, but that was good. So how does that feel now to get past that rehearsing stage and to actually be living this free place?
Oh, brother, it's amazing.
I bet it is.
I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's really exciting when you start looking at the positive outcomes of what could happen instead of, fearing what's going to happen, but being excited of what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Like me moving to Charlotte. I've been trying to move to Charlotte for years.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for probably 4 years.
Why? Charlotte is not that great.
Hey, being from West Virginia, man, it's a metropolis. I mean, it's just so many opportunities here for me, you know what I mean? But, it happened, it finally worked out. It took a lot of, different things I had to, get done, but it happened. And finishing up school and just all these, exciting things that's happening. Yeah. And instead of fearing, like, oh, man, my next semester is going to be terrible. I'm probably not going to pass this. Instead of having that mentality, I'm like, man, it's going to be cool. Like, I get to, I don't know. It's just like the excitement instead of the fear. It's cool. I
guess.
You guess.
Maybe I felt the same way when I moved up here. But, what did it look like finally turning pain into purpose? When you finally realized that you were going to turn pain into purpose by telling your story, your life's experiences while making people laugh, what did it look like?
Well, I guess I've always, the last couple of years, I've done it, just not in the way that I'm doing it now. Not the way I'm attempting to do it now. What did it look like? A lot of pressure. Trying to figure out how to articulate this correctly. It's a lot of pressure sometimes because people are like, oh, Josh, you've been through so, da da da, and like you've been through all this, and look at you, and so like it puts a lot of pressure on you that you always have to be the positive person. You always have to be,
that's good too.
I don't know, it puts a lot like a spotlight on you almost always because people, I hear all kinds, all the time, and I hope this comes across correctly. People use me as an example. And I'm like, don't be using me as an example. I mean, like, shoot, like, but yeah, it's a lot of pressure sometimes.
Yeah, because don't nobody really know.
Exactly. they're not seeing the battles that I'm fighting in my head every day.
Literally. Well, the battles I'm fighting right now that you just don't hear that are going on.
Yeah. All the times I fail, all the times I do feel sorry for myself. You know, all the times I do slip up. They don't see that part, and if they do, then like, oh wait, so you're not? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But it's also awesome, man. It's cool that. It's a prayer that I pray a lot is I want to make a positive influence on somebody, man. Like I don't want all the stuff that I've been through to be for nothing.
Ooh.
Because I mean I've met so many people in my life that's been through way more stuff than I've been through, and they positively impacted me and they motivated me. So if the stuff that I've been through can motivate somebody else, I mean that's amazing, man. Like again, it's a phrase that we hear all the time: turning pain into purpose. I don't want that pain to be for nothing. But yeah, it's I'm thankful for it, man. Like, and it's something it's funny. I'll tell people something I'm visually impaired or blind, and the first reaction usually is, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Wow, you didn't do it." First of all, unless you did, I mean, sure, I don't know, but no, it's like, don't be sorry. I was like, I'm thankful for it, and when I say that, they're like, "What?" They look at me like I'm a crazy person. I was like, "No, I'm thankful for it, man. It's given me so many opportunities. I've met so many amazing people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. I'm living the dream right now in different ways, I'm thankful for it. I've had so many awesome experiences because of it. Met so many cool people. I'm being blessed with opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I would have kept my eyesight. Who knows where I'd be if I kept my eyesight? I'd probably be, some washed up athlete somewhere. It's like, who knows what I would be? Because I was heading down a wrong road whenever I lost my sight.
What road were you hit?
Oh, I was an arrogant jerk, man. Like, I was no work ethic, really. Because I was decent at sports, I was naturally gifted, so I was a jerk,
So, do you think that you lost your eyesight to save your soul?
Absolutely. 1,000%. Because it's...
Josh, I'm about to run through this.
Come on. For sure, man. And that's why I say I'm thankful for it, because it gave me a new work ethic. It gave me appreciation on like little things too. Just simple things you take for granted.
I'm sorry. Because it wasn't for nothing.
Absolutely.
And it just makes me think like your parents and you saying how they were addicts, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but who knows if you would have kept your eyesight, could that have been you too, maybe down the line? But it's like, God, I thought that you were punishing me. And the whole time you were saving me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But because it didn't look like the way that I thought it should look, I was upset with you.
Yeah.
And it's like now from this place that you're in, your age, looking back, it's like, God, you weren't mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
You loved me enough to take that because it was something I was going to see.
Yeah.
That was going to mess me up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So he literally had to take that thing from you that was going to mess you up.
Yeah.
And you're literally, I don't know if I said this in a post or I said this in my mind, but you're literally walking by faith.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Every day.
Josh, you're literally walking by faith.
Yes. Faith, but not by sight, man. That's the only way I get around.
Josh. Josh. Oh, my goodness.
I love it.
So how are your prayers? And this ain't even a question on the thing, but from this place and from this mental space that you're in,
Yep.
how are your prayers now to God? Because I'm sure, or maybe your conversations, because I'm sure when this first happened, you were upset, maybe a little bitter, but knowing, Pastor, you're going to laugh when I say this because I know you're going to watch this, but knowing what you know now, how are your conversations with God now? Knowing that it wasn't punishment, that he wasn't mad at you. He was literally saying, how are your conversations with him now?
Gratitude. And again, like, I'm not the best at, praying every day, but I try to. But I do my best at whatever I'm praying for. If I'm praying for something, I do my best to start every prayer with gratitude because of all the things he saved me from. I mean, I shouldn't be where I am today by any means. I should be dead in a lot of ways. I shouldn't, I'm blessed in so many ways with friends, with family, with the support system, with the opportunities that I've been given. Gratitude. And I try to approach life like that now because, I mean, simply put, you're so much happier when you come from a place of gratitude. When you start noticing things. So actually, a friend of mine called me out the other day. I was having a bad day, kind of feeling sorry for myself like we all do at times. And he said, Josh, I want you to start naming some things that's going good right now. And when you're in the moment, when you're in that, pity party moment, you're like, man, nothing's going good. It's like, this went wrong. And I went home and I started thinking and, praying a little bit. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Gosh.
Like you're living in this nice place. You got awesome friends. You have opportunities that you didn't think would be possible. And so I started thinking little things, just thanking God for little things that we don't even think about, like, thankful that I have money for food, thankful that I have Uber so I can still get around even though I can't see, just start, and then it grows, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and man, it changes your whole perspective on life. It changes your whole perspective on that day, and it'll bring you out of that place that you were feeling sorry for, where you were feeling sorry for yourself at.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's important. Because in the Bible it says, enter his gates with thanksgiving.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's something about if I start my day with a thank you. That other stuff.
Yeah. So you learn to focus on the positives and the negatives. You start focusing on the negatives. Again, back to what we were talking about earlier. You start rehearsing it, like this is going bad. Yeah, this is good. You start affirming it your own self,
because I already know it's bad.
Yeah.
And I already know life is hard.
Yeah.
But okay. What can I do with this that I'm given?
Absolutely.
It's like making a meal. If you only have eggs and a piece of bread, okay, what can I do with it? I can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like it's things I can do with. It's making the most of what you got.
Yeah.
This is who I'm blind. Okay, God, what can I do? How can I bring people back to you?
Yeah.
If I literally got to walk by faith.
Yes.
Literally. Wow, that's good. So how has, and this may piggyback on what we've already talked about, but how has telling your story changed the way you see yourself? When did you finally forgive the version of you that didn't believe that this life was possible?
I can't really point to a particular time, a specific time, but I guess I just over the years I'll tell people, like, people start asking me questions, how it goes. I'm like, oh yeah, I lost my sight, or my dad died here, I'm like, oh wow, you are so positive. Like, how do you do that? Like, you're motivating, you're, and you hear that enough, you start to believe it. Like, oh, But yeah, I think it was after, the more I tell it, and I start realizing the positive impact my story can tell, and by having a positive mentality, it's positively, in fact, impacting other people. And, but yeah, I can't point at a specific time. It's just the more I do share things that I've been through, I notice how it can positively impact other people. And so I just do my best to not let anything, especially particularly my eyesight, stop me from doing things.
Yeah.
And so hopefully it'll positively impact people around me.
Yeah.
And motivate them. But yeah, that's the best way I can answer that, I guess.
I got you. So now to Mr. Moose, who could not be with us today, guys, but Mr. Moose is here in spirit. What does companionship and trust mean to you now? Ever since the time you've had Mr. Moose, in a world that overlooks the need for dogs and stuff like that, what does companionship and trust look like for you?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Like, because I moved to Raleigh with him, and didn't really have any friends there, and he became a therapist, man. Like, I tell him everything. You know, he saw me at my worst, he saw me at my best, but to always have the unconditional love that a dog can give you, man. Like, no matter what's going on that day, you know he's going to be there and excited to see you. You know, I don't know, it's amazing. I love it. You know, it's the best.
That's how I am with my doodle. Knowing that somebody who can't wait for me to get home.
No matter how bad your day is.
No matter. You're just sitting there wagging that tail, ready to go outside.
No, actually, Mr. Moose saved my life in Raleigh. I don't think I told you that story. So I went through a anaphylactic shock in Raleigh. Really? And I've never been allergic to anything in my entire life. I'm allergic to poison ivy. So I had no idea what was going on. And so I was walking Moose, and I got bit by, I think it was a fire ant is what they believe it was. And I started itching real bad. Anyway, I started going to the hives and, you know, the whole thing. And Moose, when I went to the apartment, he was yelping and barking around me. I was getting so mad at him. I'm like, dude, leave me alone. Like, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. And I started, like, shaking and eventually started convulsing. And he ran to my roommate's door and was, like, barking. And finally my roommate came out, saw what was going on. But, yeah, he basically saved my life because otherwise I wouldn't be here because my roommate would have no idea.
Wow.
But, yeah, I mean, it's just that companionship, man. Like, it's amazing.
That's good. Shout out to dogs.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you what, dogs will save your life physically,
emotionally, big time, man.
Let me tell you, I love my little doodle. So you said that once you aligned with your purpose, doors started opening.
Yeah.
Do you think these doors were always there, or did your perspective change what you could see?
I think a mixture of both. They probably were always there.
Yeah.
But I was too focused on, you know,
the pain,
you know, feeling sorry for yourself, that kind of thing, and didn't have the confidence that I have now. I wasn't in the right place to do the things I'm doing now. I wasn't ready, you know, and God knew I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I had to heal.
Yeah.
And my perspective definitely, you know, it definitely changed.
Yeah.
To see the opportunities that I have.
Yeah.
But
because I know when I met you doing rideshare, I think you were telling me that the week before you finally decided that you're going to start being a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, that's my goal, man.
And literally ever since you made that yes and gave him that yes, doors started open. Tell me about that.
Oh, it was crazy. It was surreal because you know, I said like a 3-4 minute bit on the open mic night, you know, and when I got off stage, these actual comedians, you know, the guys at the OGs, the guys that are actually really good at it, they started giving me their numbers, you know, so I started making connections like that. Met another guy a couple days later. He found out that I did. I told him one of my stories and one of my bits, and he was like, dude, that's actually funny. And so he gave me his number. You know, just one thing happened after another. And then just, you know, meeting you in a lift, you know, like, what's the odds of that? And I was talking your ear off, and you're like, you want to be on my podcast? I'm like, you just want me on a podcast? I'll fill up the time. Like, you asked me one question. I'm just going to be talking the entire 3 hours, you know? But it was surreal. It was pretty cool. I don't know. It was awesome. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
You know, but it was crazy, and it just took me, you know, being brave or stupid enough to get on stage, and hopefully I was going to be funny.
Yeah.
And doors started opening, man. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So did that kind of boost your faith and boost how you see things now?
Absolutely.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
I'm not afraid to take chances anymore.
Yeah.
Like me doing this right now, man. Like.
Because I know you said, when I was telling you actually be a guest on the podcast, you said you've always wanted to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I love podcasts. I've always wanted to do that, you know?
And it's literally like, my pastor say this all the time, you're one act of obedience away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally, you obeying and doing stand-up comedy open all these doors.
Yeah. If I wouldn't start, you know, telling you about this stuff in that lift, this wouldn't be happening right now, you know?
Like, this ain't for nothing. It wasn't for nothing, Josh. Like, nothing.
Nope.
It wasn't for nothing. So that was a joke or a line from your comedy that you told me in the car about the edible. I want you to tell us that story.
The whole story?
I think it was the whole story.
You want me to tell the whole story?
Yeah, I think so.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I
can't remember if it was explicit or not.
I'll make it. I won't make it explicit.
Okay.
He's gonna do some editing. No, I'm gonna put him to work. No. All right. So I was wondering if I was gonna have to tell a story or not today. So my mom, she had a lot of severe pain, fibromyalgia, and things like that. So she got the medical marijuana license in West Virginia. And she was like, "Hey, Josh, you ever done edibles before?" And I was like, "No, my friends have." But, and me being the confident, cocky person that I was at the time, I was like, I can show you how to do it. So she made brownies, and she put way too much in there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to measure it, neither did she. I mean, you have a blind dude trying to measure it, and she's a 63-year-old woman trying to measure it. Like, it's not good. And so we made them, and she says, "How do I do this?" I'm like, "Oh, you eat one little piece at a time. You eat one little piece, wait about an hour. If you don't feel anything, then, eat a little bit more,
Yeah.
Well, she did it correctly. My dumb butt, I ended up going out with some friends and indulged, with some alcohol. Came back, very intoxicated and blind. And so my intoxicated brain was feeling on the kitchen counter, and I felt brownies. I'm like, cool, Mom made brownies. Completely forgetting the whole thing that happened 2 hours before that. I ate 3 of them. 3 of them. Sit down, and also, don't forget, I'm drunk.
And blind.
And at the time, I was struggling with panic attacks. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that mixing panic attacks, alcohol, and weed isn't a good idea.
Don't forget the blindness.
And the blindness. And so I'm sitting there, I'm seeing stuff. I started to pray. I'm like, God, I know I'm not in the right place to be praying right now, but I need some help. And so my mom comes in. I'm shaking on the couch, sweating. I'm seeing stuff. I know I'm going to die in my head. I am convinced. I couldn't swallow. I couldn't breathe.
Oh, God.
I literally had 911 dialed on my phone. And to backtrack real quick, so there's these, Mom had neighbors. She lived in an apartment building. She had neighbors that lived down below us. It was a family with 2 little girls. My mom loved those 2 little girls. So anyway, that's important. So I'm sitting on the couch. Mom comes in. I'm like, okay, cool. She's going to be all calm, cool, and collected. She sits down beside me, starts rubbing my back. "Josh, it's going to be okay. We can call 911 if you think we need to. We can do that." She's like, "But what are we going to do with the little girl sitting beside you?" I'm like, "Huh? Hold up. I know I'm blind and not in the right state of mind." So my head immediately went to, my mom got so high, she went downstairs, kidnapped one of the little girls, and brought her back up here. I'm like, well, now I can't call 911 because we're both going to go to jail for kidnapping. And so I did end up calling 911, though. And the dispatcher's nice older lady. She talked me down real quick.
She was the older black lady, too.
Yes, she was. She's the older black lady, which is the best when you're panicking, man. Like, I don't know. They have that soothing voice. Like, come on, child. Like, it's perfect. She's like, "Sir, did you happen to take some edibles or something today?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am, but that's not the point. I'm dying." She's like, "No, you're going to be okay." If you say so. And I, ended up hanging up. But, yeah, that's the story. And sadly, it's a true story. I wish I was making it up. That's a very true story. And funny thing is, though, man, like my mom had me tell it to everybody, like family reunions, to my uncles. And it was a church thing came over one time to my sister's house. The pastor, I was like, "I'm not telling an edible story, but I was drunk to the pastor. He's sitting right there." God. But yeah, she's like, "No, it'll be funny," and so I did. But yeah, that's that story. And I love it, though, because that was a memory I'm never going to forget with my mom. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was just, I thought she was cool when she came in. I was like, okay, she's cool. She's not tripping. And no, she definitely was. She was seeing kids.
Oh, it wasn't no kid beside you?
No. She was seeing a kid. There was nothing there. That's the thing. There was no child.
So she thought the 2 little kids downstairs was...
I don't know what she was thinking. She said, "Well, when the little girl sitting beside you?" So I'm not sure what little girl she was seeing. She was having a vision or something. I'm assuming she didn't follow my instructions.
Might have an extra one too.
That's what I'm saying. I think she got overeager and she overindulged her own self.
Oh my God.
But
wow.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you feel telling your story?
I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah, I feel good.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I feel good too. Yeah. I'm happy you came.
I'm glad I
told
came,
you.
man.
Are you still nervous?
No. I actually forgot we were recording for a second.
So, what's the legacy that you want to leave? Not just in the laughs or that the laughs that you create and the memories, but in the lives that you quietly touch through your resilience and your realness, and the lives that you will touch once this goes live and people start to view it. What's something that you want to leave with them?
Keep showing up. That's all it takes. Just keep showing up, no matter how many times you get beat down. I can't quote the exact scripture, but the righteous man falls down 7 times and gets back up. I forget the exact thing, but it's so true. I mean, just because I've failed so many times in my life. I've made so many mistakes, and so many times I was beaten down. But as long as you just keep getting back up, that's all that matters. We hear it all the time, but it really is true. Just keep showing up, no matter what it is. If it's school, if it's a job, if it's relationships, if you want to find a partner, whatever it may be. Just keep putting yourself out there. Keep getting up. Keep showing up, and that's all it takes. I mean, if blind redneck from West Virginia can keep make it here. It's just keep showing up. That's all it takes. You don't have to be somebody special.
Yeah.
Just not quitting. Don't quit on yourself. Believe in yourself. All that good stuff.
It takes one time.
Yeah, and don't let the pain define you. Don't let that scenario, whatever it may be, don't let it define you. Let it use it.
Yeah.
Use whatever you've been through to build confidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep showing up and if you can impact one person a day, positively. That's what life's about.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to turn pain into purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'll be the catchphrase for the day.
Yeah. That might even be the title of this episode.
Let's go.
Yeah. Josh, thank you for stopping by.
Man,
thank
I'm
you
so
for
glad
trusting this platform with your realness, your story. Yeah. I know that it's going to impact and touch so many people.
I pray it does.
Yeah. All right, Faith and Fun family. Until we meet again, make sure y'all liking, subscribing, and sharing. Because I know y'all looking. I see the views. But them subscribers and them views, they ain't something in the math ain't mathing. But make sure y'all subscribe. And until we meet again, thank you so much for viewing this episode.
Mendez, I see what you doing. That podcast, that's gonna be big. That's it. I seen it last night. Don't you let nobody discourage. I'll back you.